you a quote. The Bahamas is not now and never has been the problem, but yet we are forced to pay the price. Those are the words, very powerful words, in fact, of the Prime Minister of the Bahamas after he spoke to world leaders attending the COP26 summit in Glasgow. If you're watching yesterday, our correspondent Noel Phillips has been reporting from the Bahamas, looking at the devastating impacts of climate change there. Well, let's speak to the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Philip Davies, who joins me now. He's in London, actually. A very good morning to you. It's really illuminating.
Good morning,
good morning. It's very, very illuminating to hear you speak, Philip Davies, because what you say is that the people that are on the Bahamas could very soon become refugees in their own country because you are right in the pathway today of climate change. And what you made the point was, I thought it was very that it isn't a catastrophe that's going to happen in 20 years' time. It's happening right now to you.
It is. And I was fortunate to be here to sensitize the world leaders to our plight. The challenge has been that this is the 26th meeting of world leaders discussing this issue of climate change. But yet still, today, we are having the fierceness of the consequences of climate change in the devastating and the strength of hurricanes. Your correspondent would have seen the devastation that was wreaked on our islands since Dorian, and we are, what, 2 years later. The challenge of climate change for countries like my own is that we're in the pathway, we're in the hurricane zone. But our hurricane will be like your droughts, your flooding, and the wildfires that's happening around the world.
And also
we are unable to...
What I thought was also interesting was that you make the very clear point that the Bahamas has one of the cleanest air in the world. You know, what the coral reefs do there for carbon is amazing. What the Bahamas literally has very little footprint on the world, is not to blame for climate change, yet you're right at the forefront of suffering.
And that is so. And so we had the opportunity to again address this issue. And for the last 25 meetings, all has been is promises, agreements, but no action. And the time to act is now. We don't have the luxury of continuing to talk and paying lip service to these things. As I pointed out, we are an ocean state. Over 100,000 square miles of blue aquamarine water, and a huge carbon sink for the world. As I indicated, we are not the problem. No. We are doing our part, but the time has run out for us to be able to defend ourselves in respect to adaptation and mitigation. The consequences of what has to happen as a result of the problems that...
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
And just before you go, Philip Davies, really appreciate you being on the programme. In a few words, what is your hope having left COP26? I
hope that the outcome would be real to countries like ours, that the countries that are most responsible for the emissions, for which we have become the carbon sink, respond to providing the technological advances and the funding required for us to be able to adapt and mitigate against the consequences.
Thank you so much for your powerful words, not just here today, but at the COP26. Thank you so much for being on the programme.